MyTeam11 is a fantasy gaming company. Was kickstarted in 2016 out of Rajasthan, Jaipur. Today it's about 20 million users spread across the entire Indian threshold. Now we have not just been in the fantasy sports, but also started offering card games after COVID, a couple of other casual games as well. I think definitely marketing became a huge challenge. So earlier, back in 2019-20, we were not that strong in terms of our email marketing, our SMS marketing. I think we spent a tremendous amount of resources into getting a handle on that. That was definitely one thing. We also spent a lot of energy into building a central data repository. So we collect different data points from consumers into 7-8 different silos. How do you essentially combine all of them to get the information about customers' data for their entire life cycle? That was a paramount project that we took. And that has become the foundation of all of our user engagements, personalization, in fact, fraud, and even cybersecurity initiatives that you have taken into the company. I think on the top of the line, like we typically use almost all of the AWS services, some of like their caching services, obviously their S3 is fundamentally very good in terms of hosting the data platforms. We used S3 and their plugins to the S3 along with Amazon Aurora to build our cloud data platform. On top of that, like we have used their caching services, as well as we have built our streaming services using their Kafka and RabbitMQ sort of customized services as well. I'll have to look into the whole list, but I think out of all the offerings that AWS has, we pretty much use a good 60 to 70% of them, especially in the EC2 cloud, ECS, having the availability zones in Mumbai and the one new one coming in Hyderabad very soon. I think we are super excited about bringing more localized content and delivering the features to our consumers fast. I think AWS, one of the things that AWS has strength in is their customer focus. In my previous role at Capital One also, we were predominantly using AWS, and I think that experience sort of helped me bridge the gap when we started thinking about which company to partner with for cloud. And when I spoke to AWS executives here, I felt right at home essentially with their approach to customer first mindset. And in spite of us being their consumer, they're always up to the point in terms of helping us. How do we optimize the infrastructure? How do we save money? Because we tend to be a digital company, so we spend quite a lot of amount on servers and data collection and using the data. So they help you to optimize those things time to time. They provide plenty of training opportunities, not just online, but also offline, in person as well. I think those use cases definitely help. And then they have phenomenal partner programs as well, which you can take advantage of. Any SME company can take advantage of. Because not everything that you want to accomplish, you essentially have the expertise on delivering yourself. So there you need a lot of support and help from the ecosystem as well. So I think I would definitely say their approach on frugality, their approach on customer-focused mindset, and their huge partner ecosystem along with the entire support mechanism has been phenomenal. And those are the things that really help us drive the business on. I think we definitely look at uptime. So before being on the AWS cloud, we typically had an uptime of about 98%. While that is a good metric to have, still when you compare to year-on-year basis, 98% uptime still means that you have 7 days worth of downtime, which is a huge loss for the business. So I think post coming to AWS, we now track somewhere in the ballpark of 99.9%, which is a great uptick into the business as well. Directly translates into better top line. One of the things that we track is in terms of how many consumers are complaining about our services being affected. I think that number has decreased by more than 85% over the period of past 2-3 years. Another pieces we track are how many production releases we are able to do every week essentially. On AWS, our typical average was 2 weeks for one production cycle. Today we do about 8 to 10 production releases on an everyday basis. So this helps me to do a lot of experimentation, and so that is another successful metric, another key metric that we track, like how many A/B tests I was able to run in a given particular month, to start thinking about how we can drive value from those tests and deliver better features to the consumers.